My name is Maria and I'm 20 years old. I live in Denmark and I'm currently on my gap year. I'm planning on going to university in 2020 where I want to graduate as a human rights lawyer. My dream is to work for international organizations such as NATO, the UA Parliament and FN. I'm a humanitarian at heart, and when your parents are immigrants, it just hits closer to home. I feel like my purpose is to protect humans' most basic but also most vital rights. Although my passion is clothes and fashion, but I suppose you can find passion in your purpose as well. It was a Christmas themed party and it just felt right to throw it at that time, because it is time of giving, which is why we amped up the prices so much. The first place winner got 300 credits and a month's manager, and the first place winner got 213 credits and a week-long manager. I would say the party lasted anywhere between 5 to 7 hours, but it honestly didn't feel that long at all. I would say the raffles took up the most time because we had to type in all the usernames, and the raffle teams were pretty good, if I had to say so myself. Other than that, we also had the infamous Kahoots competition, a Christmas card competition, a fashion contest, and a crossword, plus word search puzzle, which were available throughout the whole event. I would personally say it was a success, and I think the team members would say the same. A lot of people joined, which always makes us super happy. It was very close race when it comes to how many points each of the partygoers had at the end of the party, so that's why we had to pick 4 winners instead of 3. But I would say the most important part for us is always that people are enjoying themselves and having fun. We want to bring people more together, and I think we succeed at that. It is always so heartwarming and it never gets tiring. It really means a lot that people are loving what we do, because we enjoy it just as much. They are our main focus, so it definitely encourages us to organize more events, because the parties would honestly be nothing without the partygoers. We always have some generous and lovely sponsors who are willing to help the party become a reality, and we're forever thankful for them. We're very flexible when it comes to ideas, changes, or suggestions for you guys. If there's anything you would like for us to change or work on, don't hesitate to let us know. I honestly owe much, if not all of the success to my team. They do such a good job at making sure everything goes smoothly, and even if we do bump into some barriers, we always recover quickly from them. Being an official team isn't really something we focus on. If anything, I feel like it is the best part of it. It is more down to earth compared to how it would have been if it was an official team. I do believe we can make changes quicker and easier because it isn't administrated by admins or moderators. We're very flexible, and I do believe that the users like that as well. With that being said, a lot of things go on behind the scenes that the partygoers don't know about. It's very chaotic to say the least on the days leading up to the party, and we're always rushing to make sure that everyone is enjoying themselves and that everything is running as smoothly as it should. We are only 4 people in total, and sometimes not everyone is available. I actually come up with the idea based on Vig's and Danny's wedding, because it seemed to be a pretty big event on here. I consulted Vig first because I wasn't sure how to go about it, and he gave me some pretty good advice that I still use to this day. It took me a week to plan the first party, but of course not without the help of Chlorine, Nesta and a few other people. I wasn't actually planning on making more parties after that, because the party night seemed incredibly hectic It was hard for me to handle on my own. I literally had to message Scarmand, Nesta and Chlorine to help me out, and fortunately both of them were willing to do so. Some people were encouraging me to throw another one when the party had ended, and that's where the idea of making a team started circulating in my head. I approached Chlorine and Scarmand about it, who both seemed positive to the idea of making more parties as a team. Working together as a team just seemed natural because we understand each other very easily, and that definitely helps. I actually don't know much about some of the official teams feel about it, but I do know that the moderators and yes feel positive about it. The party even got sponsored by a moderator, so I think that speaks louder than words. I do also know that the YouTube team feels pretty positive about it as well, and the news team so. Thanks for the support, you guys. Overall, I will say that the welcome has been great, and I'm thankful for all the support the teams and the concept has gotten so far. We're definitely planning another party, and we're already talking about when and what the team should be. I can't reveal too much as we're still discussing the date and whatnot, but we are constantly progressing and bettering ourselves at what we do, so I can guarantee that it will be better than the last. This answer leads on to the next questions of whether or not we want to recruit more people, which may or may not be a possibly goal in the future. We for sure have another party in talks, so that's a definitely goal we want to achieve for the team. In terms of being an official team, it's not really something we care about focusing on. Are we willing? Of course, but it's something we're still discussing as well. We want someone who's trustworthy, responsibly, and definitely someone who can keep their cool when it gets really hectic and chaotic, which happens a lot, may I add. This someone also shouldn't be afraid of taking over, because there's times when some of us won't be present at the same time, so you will have to know what decisions to take and trust your gut. It's a lot of responsibility being a team, and it's not as easy as it seems at first. That someone needs to really want to work in a team, make activities, and be here to discuss and help out with the party. We definitely make an announcement when or if we're looking, so you definitely won't be able to miss it. Keep your eyes open and stay tuned if you're interested. Some people have compared us, but I personally believe that there are some important differences. The first thing being that they are a badge team and we are not. As I mentioned, being a non-badge team comes with a lot of pros, such as time, efficiency and flexibility. The biggest difference of all would be the party aspect as a whole, because we host more than one activity at a time, where each hosts one activity every once in a while. That's not necessarily a bad thing though. Our goals are different, I would say. I already mentioned our main goal, but I feel as we are more in touch with users than most of the official teams on VP. I wouldn't see why not, but I know not now or anytime soon. I want the team to establish an image for itself first, before we can start venturing out. There's still a lot of basic stuff that we have yet to figure out, so we are prioritizing over all collab. But we're definitely not opposed to the idea. It will be a lot of fun and brings lots of new opportunities and experience for us. Thank you so much for being as supportive as you are. The concept has always been welcomed with open arms by you, and I would have never come this far if it wasn't for you guys or my team. I met so many sweet people through my events, and I'm thankful for each and every one of you. Stay in turn for upcoming parties though. We would love to see all of you attend, and just maybe we'll be looking for a team member or two to add. No guarantees though.